So you all made some interesting news this morning.
That's
correct?
right.
And it has to do with Discuss data. Tell me more.
That's right. So what Gnip does is we provide social data to businesses for analytics purposes. We do Twitter, we do Facebook, Google+, and today we announced access to Discuss data. Discuss is the largest third-party commenting platform on the web. 500,000 comments a day, 2 million votes a day.
Okay.
So really interesting data, new data for our customers to get in and analyze and dig around. The cool thing about comments, just on that note, is that comments really represent a dialogue versus a monologue. So a lot of data science on blogs now we've got, which are really monologue. Now we've got comments serving as a dialogue.
So that's a context for scale, right? That's quite a bit of scale going through.
Yes.
And not just scale about what people are commenting on, but also the facts around other people's comments,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Who are your customers for that data?
Yep. So we have lots of different categories of customers. By far and away, the biggest category are social media monitoring companies.
Okay.
So this would be companies like Radian6. We, for example, work with 8 of the 9 largest social media monitoring firms. We also serve financial services companies like high-frequency traders, quant-based hedge funds that are actually trading on social data, business intelligence providers, ad tech companies. So lots of people, anyone that's interested in analyzing social data, basically.
And to make it concrete, what do they want with it? Why do they need that access?
So it depends on the business and the use case. You know, by far and away, the biggest one would be I'm a major brand and I want to understand everything that's being said in public social conversation about my company so that I can do everything from PR crisis management to brand management to product development to supply chain management. You know, kind of there's a full gamut of things that they might want to do with the data.
Okay, and the reason that this is significant in terms of you making it available is that instead of having to crawl the web, you actually package it and make it available to someone around their specific use case.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And the crawling piece, you know, which is a traditional old school way of getting data, has some just, you know, physics problems. You can only crawl so fast. You're going to miss stuff. There's a big latency problem. Relationships like we have with Discuss are firehose, so it's super low latency, complete coverage of the conversation.
And that means that people, instead of pinging Discuss, are pinging your servers, right?
That's right. They're coming to us. We partner with Discuss to get the data. We do the filtering that you mentioned. We enrich the data so they get exactly what they want.
Now, in terms of the scale of demand for this, what are we talking about in terms of inbound interest, and how are you actually architecting your systems to meet it?
Yep. So inbound interest is very, very high.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, I put it this way: we don't make any outbound phone calls. So, and revenue grew. We doubled every quarter last year. So we're growing very fast. Because really, this data is just now available for the first time. You know, Twitter started the trend a year and a half ago by coming up with these kind of commercial grade products, and now companies like Discuss, Automatic, which is a partnership that we announced last month around WordPress and intense debate, they're coming on board and bringing this kind of new level of access. And the cool thing is, because it's a supported data source and it's scalable, you know, companies can feel safe investing in how much they want to build product and analysis around, knowing that, hey, I can rely on the data. The data is going to be consistent. It's going to scale. It's going to be supported. It's not going to go away or, you know, have disruptions or limitations, gaps because of crawling, those types of things.
Okay, so last question. And going back to the architecting the systems for this, people are really interested in how you scale to meet demand for big data systems, right? That's been a consistent theme in every company, every executive I've talked to here. A lot of people, on the other hand, are still learning what big data is. For the companies that are founding their business models upon it, though, how they build really matters. How have you approached that over the last year, and how are you scaling and changing or improving the ways that you architect your systems to do that?
Yeah, so important point is that we've been at this for 4 years. When we started consuming the Twitter firehose, for example, in the earliest days, it was something like 6 tweets per second. Now it's 10,000 tweets per second at peak load. So we've had time to kind of understand the dynamics and scale appropriately. It's a very complicated, you know, multi-tiered server architecture, which I'm, one, not the best person to talk about with, and two, it's not a short conversation, but the reality is it is a lot of data. I mean, we're talking about a huge pipe of data that we're serving up to customers, 3 billion social activities a day. So it is big data.
Yeah, it definitely counts. All right, so that was Chris Moody. He's the president and COO of Gnip. Gnip's big news today is that they have access and are providing access to Discuss data. And Discuss is one of the biggest commenting systems on the web. So safe to say we'll probably see some interesting insights coming from those comments soon.